This week in sports cards. Oh, this week in sports cards. Oh, this week in sports cards. Oh, this week in sports cards.
Welcome in to This Week in Sports Cards, a new weekly series me and Andy are going to put out here on Rips and Brews.
Yeah, that's right. Especially, I mean, you got to like our new intro there.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Montana morph into somebody that looks nothing like Joe Montana anymore.
Well, all of them got a little different looking.
Yeah,
thanks
sure.
to AI. Thanks to our friend Chad over at in AI
Exactly.
land. So yeah, what we're going to do in this segments, not segments, but each week we're going to put these videos out where we're going to delve into like the trending topics in sports cards and some non-sports cards as well. It'll be mostly sport, but we're going to go outside the sport realm a little bit. Yeah. My voice will normally be better. My voice is struggling today. But first we're going to talk about, I mean, me and Andy have ripped a ton of Donruss football product this year so far. And we're going to just give a little bit of a review of the Megas versus Blasters, because there's a big difference in the 2025 Donruss Megas versus Blasters. Andy, I know you rep more Megas than Blasters, maybe, right?
Yeah, I ripped a bunch of each as well. I think you probably ripped the most of the Blasters, or more than I did. But yeah, I think I definitely ripped a lot more Megas than you did. And these were different. I mean, last year they were like, for a couple of reasons, obviously. I mean, the quarterback class is a lot better. That's one thing. But these were super highly coveted, like the Donruss mega boxes. I mean, you could not get them. They were flying off the shelf. We got lucky on one, or I got lucky on one where I hit a Drake May downtown out of it. So that made me think every box coming out of 2024 was going to be a banger. I mean, not all of them were, but and then they kind of put out a new set this time, and they seemed way easier to get. So I don't know if they were just overproduce them or what.
Maybe and that might be the case with Panini losing the licensing. Maybe they're just, we're going to take advantage of this license while we can and pour out the merchandise.
Yeah.
And the other interesting thing about the Blasters versus Megas, normally in most products, the Megas, you're going to get more cards.
Yep.
More bang for the buck in the Megas. Yeah. But the Blasters had, I think, was it 90 cards for a Blaster, 60 per cards. Mega? Crazy.
Yeah.
But quantity wasn't quality with the Blasters. I mean,
no, definitely.
I mean, very little inserts. It was I opened a couple Blasters. There were nothing but base cards. Megas were definitely better. I mean, we hit a downtown out of a Mega, and you at least hit the pink or the optic previews and some autos. So
yeah, I think in this case it's hands down. I don't know if I would have said that last year, because I almost feel like you could still get Blasters of the Donruss, and they were not readily available, but I feel like they had more hits in them. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a kind of a luck thing, but I definitely felt like they were a little more juiced. And this time, it just felt like they were pretty watered down. And like you said, like I felt like I went through a whole box a couple times where it was like nothing. I mean, it really like maybe 2 inserts out of the whole box, and it was just brutal. But I mean, like, the Megas on the other hand, I think, like you said, they you kind of get at least a couple Donruss optic previews, and if they hit to be a good quarterback, it's a good card. It's a some decent money. So
you could pay off part of your box with a nice rookie quarterback in the optic preview for sure. Yeah, so it wasn't really a competition this year. I mean, with the Megas far better than the Blasters. I'm not gonna buy any more Blasters for Donruss. We'll see when the optic comes out how that fares.
Yeah.
I don't know when that comes out. Does that come out? It's got to be soon, right?
It was supposed to. I've heard it keeps kind of getting pushed back. So I'm not really sure. Again, the optic cards will definitely be sought after, of course. But with the quarterback class certainly lacking, or at least not as sort of heavy as it was last year, they may be easier to get too. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, we'll see. And so that's Donruss didn't just come out, but there are some things that are just coming out. And one of them is a baseball product from Topps 5-star. It's a hobby box.
Yeah.
Neither of us got any of these. Pretty costly, right? There were From Tops, they were $1,000,
Yep.
$9.99, and you had to enroll in the chance to get them.
Yeah, it was an EQL
Yep.
thing, draft. So yeah,
Correct. Yep. And this box, so $1,000, I think 6 cards, right? There was
yeah,
1 base card and 5 autos.
Yep.
And this is what the box looks like. A great looking box for $1,000. I do like the cards though, because the cards have some of them, the autos, like this one here, this Albert Pujols auto. They have like a wood grain look to them, a little throwback to 62 Tops and 55
right.
Bowman. Not all of them. This Nick's Kurtz. This Kurtz doesn't.
Yeah,
But some of them do. This Jeter is a very nice one, Jeter
definitely.
auto. So great looking cards. I probably wouldn't be spending $1,000 for them, and it looks like they're already on the secondary market on eBay, 1,500.
Yeah.
So we'll see where they end up, though.
I was tempted. I did see that. I did see them sort of being, first of all, advertised, and I was like, well, let me see what they're going for. And I was like, I saw $1,000 price tag. I was like, I mean,
yeah.
First of all, the problem with that would be it would be hard for me not to rip it. Like,
oh yeah,
I just didn't really want to like put forth the effort of like reselling and stuff, something like that. One of these times, it would be really cool to rip something like that. To rip like a huge thing where you're guaranteed. Well, not really guaranteed, but the 5-star is pretty loaded, right? You're going to get 5 autos. You're going to get probably 5. And I don't think there's a lot of, like junk autos in there either. So you're going to get pretty premium players. Whether or not it pays for itself, probably not going to pay for it unless you hit a 1 of 1 or something huge. But yeah,
well, let's face it, you could spend $1,000 on Don Ross blasters and hit nothing. So you're better off with the 5-star, at least in that case.
Yeah. But you would have enough paper to probably keep yourself warm during the winter if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. But you have you have a product coming out too that's in the non-sport realm. It's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, so one of my favorite shows, I think, over the past couple of years has been Stranger Things. Of course, I think everybody loves that show, at least most that watch it. So Topps is coming out now. They had just recently advertised it, probably in the last 5 or few days. I'm sure it was sort of advertised earlier, or at least mentioned earlier. But we got some specifics on it. It's been kind of hush hush. I don't know the cost of it yet, so if you see that, it'd be great to know. But
tell us in the comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tell us in the comments if you've seen the prices on this. They have some very cool, I think, parallels. There's Vecna's Revenge, which kind of looks like an 8-bit kind of video game vibe. From what I understand, and for the stuff that I've read, there's gonna be at least 1 auto and 1 mem card, or I'm sorry, 1 auto or 1 auto mem card, and then 1 mem card. And the memorabilia cards in this, I think, or at least in some cases, are actual pieces from the show, like cloth and clothing that they use from the show.
So you're guaranteed an auto per box.
That's what I've read. Everything I've heard has said that you're guaranteed at least 1 auto.
So these going to be hefty. I can't imagine they're less than $300-400.
I would guess. I think you're right. Yeah, from what I've seen, it says hobby boxes would have 1 auto or 1 auto relic and 1 relic. Okay. So, yeah, guaranteed auto in this. I think, you're probably in the $400 range. I wouldn't be surprised if it's $500.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's probably going to be the last time they produce it, or at least the last time. I mean, certainly the last show, the last season. So, yeah.
I look for. I'll buy him one. We'll each buy one. We'll rip it. We'll see how we do if we can get it. Yeah,
yeah, and we've purchased probably just about every Stranger Things box over the years, I think. Between the two of us, I know I grabbed the first season one, not cheap either. It was probably cheaper back then. Weren't guaranteed anything. I'm sorry, you're guaranteed a relic or an auto, and most of the time you get an auto or you get a relic, which is not great.
Yeah.
And we've ripped a couple of the 2024 or 23 stuff, and I think we liked it too. And certainly
they're great looking cards for sure.
Yeah, they're fun to rip, for sure.
Yeah, they weren't by Tops in the past, right? Was it Zero Cool or
Just
who?
yeah, Zero Cool did them, and then High Tech I think did them too. I don't know if High Tech is like some of these may be offshoots of Tops too. Who knows?
That's
But
true. Yeah, they're all in the
um,
same parent company, maybe.
exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's
there we
what
have
I'm
it.
looking forward to, and that should be January 2nd that the Tops one comes out. And I know you said yours or your 5-star just came out probably
Yeah.
yesterday or the day before, right?
Yeah, that's already sold out. I mean, you can buy
Yeah.
it on the secondary market. So, well, there we have it. So that's what's coming out. But there are some big sales in the sports card world. So we're each gonna delve into one sale in this. That's interesting. Something we can
Yeah.
discuss. So, Andy, for mine, and we're gonna delve into both modern and vintage. And I think for me, it's more of a vintage card here. Let me pull this up. So here, Andy, this card is what's called a 1961 Topps dice game card. Willie Mays.
No,
I mean,
nice.
not a super high grade, a grade 5, right?
Mhm.
PSA 5. Now, this is what's called a test issue, and people call it a test issue. And I know we've talked about that before, but test issues were typically like sets put out by Topps or other companies regionally, either in one state, one part of the country, one city maybe, as a test to see how it would be received
Yep.
and see if it was worth them making it as a more of a broad product. But this set, even though they call it a test issue, probably wasn't even really a test issue. I don't know if this was ever issued at all. It was maybe like a prototype, never really
Just got
put out.
leaked out or something, or
Yeah, it might have been just some cards that were made but never made available to public. Only an 18 card set. Does include Al Kaline, who Andy collects.
I'll have to check
And
that out.
yeah. But so this one was sold by Huggins and Scott Auction
Oh boy. Okay.
for $156,000
Okay.
in a PSA 5. Willie
That's
Mays.
awesome. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean that there are stars, obviously Mays and Mantle being the best, but I don't. We're not going to get a K line cheap.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
can't afford him either. So
Yeah.
even if he is, fourth or fifth best of that series. So
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's always neat to see those like really bizarre offshoot ones that you got to know really. I mean, like if you didn't know about it, you'd probably think this is just a 1961 who cares, right? Like card that you wouldn't even known if you didn't know it wasn't, so highly
And that's
sought
why
after.
if you find something and you don't recognize what it is, look it up. I mean, go research it. Don't you got to study it because this piece doesn't look. You wouldn't expect this to be a $150,000 card
Nope.
in a grade 5. It was a 10, maybe.
Right,
something in a
right.
10, but not a 5. So yeah, super rare, pretty cool
Very
sale.
cool. And when did that sell? That sold recently, you said, or
I think it was December. Yeah, this month.
wow, crazy.
We'll
and that
watch
was
it last
a
month.
full auction, or wasn't like a buy it now or anything?
It was an auction. It was Huggins and Scott Auction House,
Oh, right.
which is
Okay. You said
like
that.
a big auction house. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I went a little vintage, so I didn't go. I probably won't always go. I'll probably go more newer stuff, I would say.
Yeah.
For the most part. But so I kind of thought it was cool to look at two cards, two of the same card, but graded by two different companies. So this is a BCCG Near Mint 9.
Okay.
Michael Jordan rookie, obviously one of the most iconic cards you can get. Sold recently for just under $8,000, right? So that's a good price, right? That's but so what's the premium, right? What's the premium between a BCCG and do you actually take a chance and like crack this and then, I mean, is it worth it? Because the payoff, this one ended at $29,000. So this is a PSA 9. Obviously great card still.
Yeah.
Difference in price though, $20,000 or over $20,000. So of course, the standards are different, obviously, but may even still have made sense that guy got that at BC, or guy or gal got it and then cracked it and then tried to cross it over to a PSA and see if he can.
And that's obviously an older Beckett slab, right? They don't use the BCCG on the slabs anymore. Like, right?
Right.
I think mine. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just say
yeah. They
Beckett
look,
now.
they
So
definitely look different.
so I wonder how old that slab is, and that that would factor in how likely it would be to cross over.
Yeah.
But even I would think an 8. What is an 8 in a PSA? It's got to be
I
more than
mean,
that.
that's high too. Yeah. I mean, they're all anything in PSA. I mean, honestly, anything. I think anything PSA like 6 and above would have been over that cost.
Yeah,
Maybe even 5, to be honest. So
I'm kicking myself. I had one that I opened as a kid. I got it graded back in maybe
oh,
2002.
I didn't know you got
Came,
it graded.
yeah, it came back a PSA 7.
Yeah.
And I sold it far too long ago. So
That's probably I would have guessed that's 15 to 20,000. I would have thought maybe not, maybe a little bit lower. Obviously,
yeah,
when you really kind of hit the echelon grades as you go up, that's really they almost go up exponentially, really. But anyway,
yeah,
thought
absolutely.
that was cool. Kind of a new, I that's kind of a card that I would like to get at some point. I don't know what grade I would get it in, but so I'm starting to look, and I know you watch, and a lot of people watch Rod, and he's got
Yeah.
a new series where he's trying to get one too.
Well, what Andy's talking about is our buddy, the friend of the channel, Rod, picking and punching cards. Has just started a Jordan Journey video series that he's trying to basically.
Yeah, he's trying to trade up from basically buying. He's taking $100. He's going to buy he's going to buy cards and then see if he can, sell them for a better price and then work himself up to a Jordan. So we'll see. I don't know. He hasn't said what level Jordan. So if he's going for an authentic or an altered one, you could probably get one for, under 2,000 or 3,000, I would think. But
yeah, but I'm sure he's not going to do that. He wants to get something good. But on topic of your grading comparison there, Andy, BCCG versus PSA. In the news lately, Beckett was bought out by PSA.
Yep.
And even though I don't think it's fully finalized yet, that's definitely going to change things in the industry a bit. I think for a while, it's hard to imagine PSA grading being slower, but I think it's probably going to slow down a little bit.
Probably. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to imagine even being any slower because I think if you're an elderly person, you send your cards out for grading, you better figure out, what happens when they come back if you're still around or not. Right?
Yeah, you better put it in your will who they're going to.
Yeah, that's how slow they are these days. So
yeah,
but when everything gets through the process of the transition and maybe things will be more streamlined, maybe that'll help in the long run. We'll see. But it's interesting, and I mean, how many grading companies are they going to buy out? PSA, SGC, Beckett.
Yeah,
I guess they're still CGC.
Yeah, and I think PSA. I'm assuming, part of it, they just want to kind of corner the market too. That's obviously one thing to do, but yeah, I do think Beckett is kind of in some fields or in some areas, they're almost preferred. So a lot of people I think I want to say it's like Pokemon and stuff like that.
Pokemon definitely. Yeah.
A lot of people, although maybe I have heard that they're starting to prefer PSA again too, but either way, I think there are some people prefer the look. I think I almost prefer the look of Beckett stuff. But most cases I'm going to probably go PSA just for the value.
Yeah, I to be honest, I think CGC is a great looking slab as well. I got a bunch graded from them. So I mean, I always preferred SGC just because I do more vintage. But I mean, I never really had anything graded by Beckett, but I know you did, and I think because they do some larger cards, some of the oversized stuff, that'll add to PSA's arsenal where they'll be able to do some of those booklet kind of grading submissions and stuff. So
yeah, absolutely,
that'll be a nice added bonus. Yeah. So I think that's gonna wrap it up. But one thing the last thing we're talking about, we'll do this each week, is we're gonna just ask ourselves a little interesting question regarding the hobby. And Andy, what do you think? As far as a non-sports card set that hasn't been made, will be a fun set that you'd like to be made? And tell us in the comments, what do you guys think? What kind of set would you want to be able to buy that was never made by a card company?
Yeah, it's hard because I'm afraid to say something for sure, because probably somebody will find a card set that's been produced.
If it's not mainstream, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I think it would be cool to do vintage cars, or like, have a car set, like an actual,
Yeah.
you could actually even do it for the years too. You could do like, like an 80s 84 and all the cars that came out in 84 and stuff like that. So you could actually have a set of
with like a dash emblem or like a
yeah.
hood emblem.
It's already made. It's pre-made. You put car relics in it. Bumper. You could put in a piece of a tire,
like a speedometer with like a 300,000 miles on it. Yeah,
exactly.
It's cool.
There's so much you could do with it. You could have one of ones, which are like Ferraris or whatever. You could really do a lot of stuff with that. I think it would be cool to do that. I don't know. Autos really don't align, but that's probably also a cheaper way to do it too. So
yeah, well, you can get like a Henry Ford cut auto.
Yeah, that's true.
Get some cool stuff in there. Yeah, I like that. That's a cool idea. And there are like classic card sets, but nothing like modern and relics and that kind of awesome stuff. How about this one, Andy? I was thinking, how awesome would it be to have a grunge rock set? You got like a Kurt Cobain cut auto.
Yeah.
You got a Lane, you got a
Lane Staley.
Lane Staley. You got a guitar pick, a used pick. I mean, there's some awesome relics you could pull out of there. Drumsticks. I mean, the autos would be awesome.
There's been some collaboration on that, but you're right. I don't think there's anything. And there's some autos and stuff out there of musicians, but not a full set of them. And certainly, very specific grunge. Although I guess it would be tough to. I mean, some of that stuff is probably, the relics are probably pretty expensive at this point.
Oh yeah, and obscure. But a lot of the like the rarer grunge bands, like the vintage clothing, is like thousands of dollars. So I think those card sets would be pretty cool. And you can even just have like vinyl inserts, and you can have some cool stuff in there. So you can have a card that plays. You can put it on the turntable.
Wow, we got it. Maybe we should start our own company.
There you go. Yeah, don't steal that idea, Topps or Panini or whoever's out there.
And if you do, make sure you mention our names in the.
Yep, this week in the sports cards.
Yeah,
but that wraps up the week. We're gonna be doing these each week. Come out every Sunday. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Go.